Hello, welcome to Homestead in the Colony. I'm Ann, and I'm so glad that you're here. I fixed up for y'all today. I tried doing this video outside on the porch like I normally do, and it was so hot that everything I had was melting. So I decided to come inside and be a little bit of a lady for you today. I have a couple of things I wanted to share with you, a little story time and a few seeds. I have some seeds that we're planting for our fall garden that I'm so excited because we've never done one before. It's a new beginning. And we have some spinach and cucumber and butternut squash and some beets and some radishes, and I bought some things from M.I. Gardener, some cabbage that I've never grown before. We have some more beans to put out, some broccoli, which I'm not too sure about that, but I'm going to experiment. So I'm going to be brave and be a big gardener, and some beets. And thank goodness to Lady Cheryl, I did order some okra seeds because my husband adores okra. I don't. But to be fair, that's what I need to do, is grow a little okra for him. So when we're talking about new beginnings, I wanted to share a little story with you about a little more in depth about my personality and where I come from and what we are the experiences that we go through, whether we decide to live in the adversity or whether we decide to triumphant over it. And I believe that I've come out in a triumph. Back in 2008, I had a pretty serious health scare. I contracted swine flu. And it was serious. And although I was well during the week, I was not good during the weekend. And there came a time, there was a scheduled visit for my whole family to go to Lake Gaston to go stay with my aunt and uncle there, which I dearly love. I've spoken of my Auntie Peg quite often here. And anyway, so my husband, both of my children, and this is very important, our two big dogs at the time. We had two German short-haired pointers, and they were quite protective of me and of our home. And they all went ahead on Friday, and they were to spend the weekend, and I was going to join them Saturday after I pulled office duty at the real estate office. So I was just going to kind of wait to see how I was feeling, and about 2 a.m. on Saturday morning, I woke up and I could not breathe. And I was having a severe asthma attack through the swine flu. And I ran all over the house trying to breathe. I couldn't get any air in. I could get it out, but I couldn't get it in. And I ran outside to try to get some air. I jumped in the shower to try to get some air. Anyway, long story short, I called 911 because this felt life-threatening. And I didn't think that I could get myself to the hospital, which is a good thing. That was the first God thing. And so I called 911. And I began to realize that I was getting ready to die. And I started saying my prayers and asking the Lord to forgive me of my sins. Now, at the time, I didn't have a real relationship with the Lord. I knew who He was. I loved Him, but He and I were not, in that buddy-buddy, true, tried and true relationship thing going on, which I've since been blessed enough to be able to have that with Him. So, before the ambulance could get here, I did stop breathing. And I had had a mild heart attack and cardiac arrest. And the thing that is the miracle about this is a young man, a young deputy in his 40s, received the 911 call. Now, a deputy sheriff's job is not to come and save anyone. His job is to come and escort an ambulance on its way so that it's safe for the ambulance to come and save people. I mean, that's just how it is. But he said to me later that as he was sitting at a stop sign waiting for an ambulance that wasn't seeming to come, that a voice told him to come ahead, to come on, that he was needed. Also, I'll share with you that this young deputy has never had to perform CPR before in his career, and just 2 weeks before my event, he was in a CPR class that he had a refresher CPR class. So he was prepared for what he found when he got to my home. And in my home, there's a den on the back that has sliding glass doors all around, and they were all locked, but he could see through there. And I was in the den, and I was slumped over, and I was gone. And he rushed in, gave me CPR, and brought this earthly body back to life. The miracle of this is so many things. One, I had sense enough to call 911. 2, I was blessed to be able to ask for forgiveness. 3, this deputy was told by the precious Holy Spirit to come on, and he had the heart to listen, to be able to come on when he did. 4, we have 2 big dogs we had at the time. Those dogs would have likely caused him concern as far as coming in by himself at 2 o'clock in the morning. He didn't know me. He had never been to our home. He didn't have any idea who Ann Dale is. But he came and he put himself at risk, and he saved my life. Now you may ask, what does it feel like to die? Did I see a white light? Did I see a big tunnel or anything? I didn't see any of that. It's really cool to be able to speak to someone that's already passed away, but and come back from it. I mean, that's the really cool part. And no, but what I did hear was the Lord saying, "You're okay. You're going to be all right. I've got you, and I'm keeping you warm, and I'm keeping you safe, and you're not finished yet." So when this precious deputy, his name is Ken Townsend. Now, Townsend, I nicknamed Godsend because he was not a Townsend. He was a godsend for me. And he's brought me such joy and a whole new outlook on life, to not be involved in the drama of the world, to not think of minute things that won't matter in 2 weeks, and to be able to really appreciate the bigger side of life that I think is what comes with age as well. And to know that there was this amazing plan that God had already put in place. My family was gone. 2 weeks prior, this deputy was in a CPR class, and he didn't wait for the ambulance. He came to save me. So that's just a little bit more about my personality, although I hesitated to share because I'm doing so beautifully now, and most everything I have is under control. When you get my age, there's some things you still have to work on a little bit. But anyway, I just love you guys so much, and I've become so close to you that I wanted to share a little bit more about me for new beginnings in the garden. And I've had a new beginning in my life. So thank you so much for coming to Homestead in the Colony. I'm Ann, and I want you to take care, and I really, really hope to see you soon. Bye-bye now.